Assalamu alaikum. Like Imam Al-Turk here, I just greeted you with the traditional Islamic greeting, roughly translated as peace be upon you, but it's a sort of a prayer. It says, I wish, I pray, I hope that you enjoy peace and wholeness. How much better is that than just saying good morning? It's an honor for me to introduce Dr. Robert Scheringer here. I teach at a college, and I live surrounded by students, but more commonly, I live surrounded by books. I grew up being surrounded by books because my father was, a very passionate reader and collector of books. My office is full of books. My home is full of books. If I trip over something and fall, that's likely to be a book. So the reason I'm saying this is that I receive books. I get emails. This book is published. That book is published. I'm not easily impressed with books because I've learned to ignore most of the books. Otherwise, I couldn't do anything else. I've learned to distinguish between good and bad and okay and great. So most of the books that I'm told are published, or people send me emails. They say, well, buy this book or use this book in your courses. We'll send you a free copy and so on. I've learned to not get excited about that. And yet, when I received an email from a friend about Dr. Scheringer's book, just an announcement. The friend hadn't read it. He just forwarded another email that somebody sent her or him. I got the book. I started reading it. And by page 5, I said, I could have written that. Why didn't I write it? It sounds like something I could have written. But I didn't write it. But it sounded as if I had written it. So I sent him an email. Sent Dr. Scheringer an email. I said, I haven't read it. I'm still on page 5 of the introduction, but this is great. And, I want everybody to read that. Professor Scheringer here is associate professor at Luther College in Iowa, and he teaches courses in biblical studies. He has a PhD in religious studies from Temple University in Philadelphia. And from what little I know about Dr. Scheringer is that he took some courses in Islamic studies while he was doing his graduate work, not because he was interested in Islam, but because he was advised that this might help him get a job, which is okay. But then 9/11 happened, and that made him, those two courses meant that he became an instant expert on Islam, or he had to step into the shoes of an expert, which led him to pursue the study of Islam more seriously. So, by the way, this is the first time I'm meeting him. I just met him right here in front of you. So you don't know him more than I do, I guess. But I've read his book, and I'm using it in my courses, and I hope more people will buy and read his book. Dr. Scheringer.